Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a fantastic day so far. Today we really want to talk about professional programs that you can take as a middle manager or even senior manager or somebody really starting out in a game, so you can have the right level of, methodology, structure, frameworks, so you can deliver what you need to deliver. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm an independent consultant / contractor, as well as a high performance coach as well. And I've been working within the UK, within the healthcare sector for the past 11, 12 years, working on various things within commissioning, transformation, change management, stakeholder management, and relationship management, as well as resourcing, workforce, and project management as well. And so there are a number of different courses that I've taken, or programs, professional ones, that have put me in a very good and strong position to enable me to understand how to move forward as well. So I'm going to use the top of my head to talk about this stuff, and hopefully you get some value from this. So the first one I want to talk about is MSP, Managing Successful Programs. Okay, so this is a course that I took within the UK, and effectively this course teaches you how to understand the world of program management. Okay, so it's not quite project management, but essentially what it does is it gives you the different roles that you need to understand, the different processes that you need to be adherent to, in addition to different templates and guides and theory and practicalities in order for you to be effective as well. So if you're in a project management space, I would say this is a very good program to take, whether you're a program manager or a project manager, because it has the standard waterfall methodology that you need to understand that enables you to know how things work, how things should get approved, or when things should get approved, what documents and resources you need to be focusing on first, etc., etc. Again, I'm not going to be talking about what the course specifically contains, but that gives you a high level understanding as well. So if you want to check this out, there is I think it's called the APMG website, really good place. We can check out different courses, but of course there are many different providers out there that can support you on this. And so if you're looking to get into a space of project management or program management, then MSP is, for me, a de facto course, and really opened my eyes in terms of how well a place is working and how not so well a place is working as well. So that's the first one. The second thing that I'll talk about is the change management course. Now, change management has been a growing space, a growing field, and effectively it's understanding how to manage transformation effectively with people. And so what I love about this, especially as a coach, is that it really talks about the human dynamic. It really talks about the personal side of things. So what different transitions of change that people go through, understanding how people really receive this, what are the behaviors to look out for, what are the different types of organization that exist. There are different things around personality and complementarity. So it talks about those softer things that are required, but transitions into a space that is much more methodical and practical when it comes to things like, what is your change management plan? What is the difference between a strategy and a plan in itself? What is your communication strategy? What does that specifically look like? How do you manage stakeholders and how do you categorize them? So again, these are great things, especially in this time where we've been going through a pandemic and there's been this huge call for, I would say, agile ways of working. Okay, that requires a lot of change. So if you're somebody who is involved in this space as a stakeholder manager, commissioner, project manager, transformation person, dealing with people, change management is a fantastic course. And again, it's one of the best courses, or programs, should I say, that I've taken. So again, APMG is another provider that I've used for this. Again, I don't work for them or anything like that. I just really advocate for what I've used. So that's another space. Change management, I would say, is almost like the flesh to the bones or the structure that MSP provides as well. Okay. Now, the third thing that I'd like to talk about is Prince 2. Now, I personally haven't taken a Prince 2 course before, but essentially Prince 2 is a waterfall style methodology in a sense where you understand it that there is a start date and there is an end date for what it is that you're trying to deliver in terms of a project. And so Prince 2 will give you a really strong foundation that allow you to understand how to be an effective project manager. Now, the funny thing is, not everybody uses Prince 2, okay? But really and truly, Prince 2 provides a really good sort of like background in terms of how you need to sort of, be as a project manager moving forward. So I'd look into that. Some people say it's historic and it's outdated now. It kind of depends on your organization. It kind of depends on what you're doing. So for example, if you're in more construction or the railway or something that's a bit more sort of engineering methodical, by nature, then something like Prince would be fantastic. However, if you're in a space where you're dealing with tech, digital transformation, all of that kind of stuff there, maybe you'll look into this next thing, which is Agile. Okay, so many of you are familiar with lean processes. Many of you might be Scrum Masters, etc., aspiring Scrum Masters. So Agile is a great course that enables you to understand how to basically work within an iterative environment, okay, an environment that changes consistently. Okay, so what I love about Agile is that it gives you the freedom to change and pivot how you need to, but also the structure to make sure things are defined and done a specific way. What I really loved about it is that I haven't personally done it myself, but I've worked in an Agile environment within NHSX. What I really love about it is that, again, this is stuff you can apply in your own personal life if you're building your own business as a personal brand or whatever it may be. So if you're in a digital space, if you're in a place that's ever sort of like changing, Agile is definitely something you should look into. Another sort of course that you can think about is combining the two. So there is this whole thing of Prince Agile or Agile Prince. I'm not sure which one it is, but where now they're understanding that, okay, even though Agile is great, you still need some of the components of Prince to firm certain things up. And you can usually see this in really big organizations, such as intergovernment organizations such as UKHSA or the Department of Health or the Cabinet Office or whatever it may be, or even the NHS for that matter. So if you want to combine the two, then maybe you need to look into the Agile Prince space. Now, I'm biased here. I'm definitely going to talk about this because I think everyone should take this, even if it's just a personal development thing. But the next thing I want to talk about is taking some sort of coaching and mentoring course, okay, or program. Now, all of the other programs that I've spoken about usually last for a week, okay, where usually on the third day, on the Wednesday, you take the foundation exam, and then on a Friday and beyond, you can decide to do the practitioner as well. With the coaching and mentoring sort of qualifications, you really dive into a space of understanding the human dynamic and not only how you can help others, but how you can help yourself. I've always said that, if you want to be a true leader, you need to have a coaching mentality. And of course, there are different styles of leadership that exist, but coaching and mentoring is a fantastic one. So I did one with a company called TPC. And they're fantastic in terms of having leading sort of like information and training when it comes to coaching as well. That took me, I think, about 9 months to complete. I did the practitioner. And again, if you want to get out there and coach yourself outside of work, that's also a plus as well. So coaching and mentoring, I would definitely recommend. And this is one more thing, and I think this is underrated. I haven't taken it myself, but I've taken multiple different courses around this stuff, but there are specific programs you can take, and that is around leadership and management. Okay, we complain about poor culture, we complain about poor communication, we complain about poor leaders. Now, if you're in a space where, you're around leaders who are learned in the space, not only naturally, but in the theoretical and practical way, then you're winning, okay? They talk about this in the Fifth Discipline by Peter Senge, where they talk about, a winning environment is a learning environment. And so with that in mind, it's about understanding how you can apply some of this stuff in the workspace. And so if there is a leadership and management course that you can take, I would 100% take it. There are institutions like the Institute for Leadership and Management, which is great for the coaching and mentoring side. You've got the ILM as well, in addition to the EMCC, which is the European Mentoring Coaching Council, and the ICF, which is the International Coaching Federation as well, just in case you were interested. So those are some things that I think would be useful for your professional development as a middle manager. But again, it doesn't really matter whether you're a middle manager or not. I think this would be useful anyway. It will really level up your game. Just remember that as much as these programs are really useful, it doesn't define your success moving forward. So always understand that if you want to be great in what you're doing, just master the little things really, really well. Master the human dynamic really, really well. And also deliver what you say you're going to deliver. And essentially, that will really aid you in your progression within your career. If you're looking to improve in terms of your high performance, in terms of your self-leadership, and how impactful you are as a person, then click on the link below where you can learn more information in terms of how you can be a high-performing individual and what pillars you need to really be focusing on when it comes to your personal and professional development. If you like videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And as always, my friends, understand, reach, and expand. Peace.